Assalamu alaikum, everybody. We're just going to give it a few minutes to let everyone get in before we get started. How's it going, Scrog?
Oh, another day, man. Can't complain. It's a beautiful day to be max bidding. How about you?
How's it going, guys?
Doing great, man. Salam Nakamoto, how are you?
Doing great. Beautiful Tuesday.
Just give it one more minute, guys. What's going on, Barefoot? Welcome, Universe. Congrats on the Royal Guard, Universe. Great to have you.
Well deserved. Much deserved.
Good evening.
Salam.
Salam, Habibi. Kifak. How are you?
Are we here to max bid? Are we max bidding?
We're max bidding. We're max bidding.
Max bidding.
24/7.
Non-stop.
Please, energy for the people, everybody max bidding. Max bidding strongly.
Max bidding. Max bid on your sword. Max bid on your sword.
In the oil jacuzzi as always.
Oh.
Love the oil jacuzzi. Bubbly.
Guys, let's get started here. So, just to give you guys the format on the plan for this spaces. So I'll just go off kind of giving everybody some alpha, high-level update on, call it the next 90-day plan. And then let's open up to the community. We'll love to get some questions, any insights you guys are looking for. We got the legend, Saudi Nakamoto, Satoshi's long-lost brother, who will also be kind of co-hosting and answering some questions. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to reveal some alpha on the plan going forward. But before that, I just want to kind of let you guys all know, it has been our mission to continuously raise the bar for what an NFT project can do and can be, right? Our mission is to do everything we can to increase the value for all Saudi holders. And we plan to do this in a few following ways at a high level. The first thing that we really look for, and I call this our North Star metric, the thing that we're really tracking and pushing for, is increasing the network effects of our project, right? Existing projects, if you look at the Ethereum network or Bitcoin blockchain or any large NFT community, its value comes from this network, right? The community and the members in that network. So our goal is to increase the number of unique holders for the Saudis project, right? The second piece is increasing overall utility for the Saudis NFT. So by now you know that the Saudis is much more than a profile picture collection, right? We plan to introduce additional items that can be purchased with oil, merchandising opportunities to introduce passive income opportunities for Saudi holders, and ultimately it comes down to striking a balance between increasing number of holders and avoiding the dilution of the existing collection. And this is where we introduced a soul-bound token to be able to get people to hold, eliminate as many paper hand holders as possible, and get to the point where in the kingdom we have diamond hand holders for this reward at the end. And the reward doesn't stop there. There's a lot more to come, which I'll kind of go through in this spaces. So first of all, everyone has been asking, what's in the crate? Sheikh Abdu, what's in the crate? So I know there was a leak yesterday. The crate contains an NFT of a cheetah. I cannot confirm or deny this right now, but what I can say is the crate does contain an NFT. It's an exotic pet for each Saudi, and owning a Saudi gets you access to this new collection, right? So as many of you know, we've introduced crate upgrades, and each crate upgrade, so if you have a diamond crate, it'll increase the chance of getting a rare cheetah. So just like you have the Saudis with the crowns, max bidding laser eyes, will have similar type of rarity for the cheetah, and this will help you land a rare cheetah. So if you have a gold crate, a silver crate, the rarity chance kind of goes down. It's kind of like a loot box, if you want to think of it that way. The collection itself is unique art. So we're collaborating with a Saudi-based artist. I'm not sure if he's here in the chat right now. See if I can potentially add him. He's not requested yet, but we're collaborating with a Saudi-based artist. The designs look so fucking cool. Like, I'm so excited to share it. But that'll be released. And again, each crate will have a higher chance of rarity depending on the type of collection that you hold, or the crate that you hold. Now, this is the exciting part for this new collection. We're going to introduce a royalty for every single crate. So when it unlocks, there'll be a royalty for this new collection. And we're going to basically create a function that'll allow this royalty to effectively buy the Saudis floor and burn the supply, further increasing buying pressure and hopefully value of the Saudis collection itself. So we're super excited for that. We're going to take that tax and we're going to effectively just use that to buy and burn Saudis floor. And then this should create some buyer demand pressure. The plan is to launch this collection over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll provide some details. There's a lot of planning required to get this launched successfully. We've been collaborating with artists, influencers, and celebrities just outside the crypto world. So we're super excited to introduce this and layering on some of the marketing campaigns. And there's also a rumor, by the way, potentially that Sheikh Roberto, you guys have seen some of his videos, the legendary Sheikh from the Saudi delegation. He was sent directly from Riyadh to Los Angeles to teach the Americans about our max bidding ways. And Sheikh Roberto may or may not be looking for an exotic pet in Los Angeles. Maybe he's visiting a zoo, maybe visiting a Tiger King type facility. But that's super exciting. There'll be some amazing content coming out in relation to this. So again, 2 to 3 weeks timeline. We'll be taking the tax for this new drop. We'll be using it to buy and burn the Saudis floor. And I'm super excited for this new collection. The reason for this collection is it really helps increase the number of unique wallets that we have with the Saudis. So back to the objective in the beginning, our goal is to increase network effects. And that means that, we want to increase our holders. So we see this new collection as an avenue to do that. And this is a reward for entering the kingdom and getting this unlock for the crate to be given. Next, many of you have seen on the dashboard a little bit of an alpha leak around claiming an oil token, right? It's grayed out, you can't claim it today, but the rumors are true. Yes, we are launching a token, right? So as you know, your Saudi has a sold-down token attached to it that pumps oil on-chain 24/7. Our team actually has extensive experience with DeFi and crypto. That's actually the background that we come from. So we've been collaborating with, DeFi heads, DeFi influencers, crypto influencers, and you can see this actually with the Saudi story. I mean, we've been able to attract a lot of these individuals to come in. People like Power DeFi, who don't typically buy NFTs, but the draw, the unique nature of the contracts that we built, the diamond contracts that we built, the soul-bound token. Our collection is entirely on chain. This really drew some people that if you read the code, how impressive it is. So we're collaborating with these individuals. We'll be launching a token. I'll be updating you guys on token utility and tokenomics over the next few weeks. Probably after the crate opens is the plan to do so. And look, we've kept this in mind. We've seen collections launch tokens, and if there's no utility, it doesn't really do well. But we have some really, really interesting ideas and some plans here to make the token a very important part of the chain. The whole idea here is the token is going to become a core part of the economy around the Saudis. So we're going to create a whole economy around oil, and it's going to have incredible utility to make the Saudi collection much more valuable. And we've seen some peripheral stuff, like we've seen some tokens being dropped, using the Saudi's name, some variation of Saudi Inu or whatever you want to call it, and some of them done pretty well. And I think that launching this token with the right tokenomics that we have in mind is going to do incredibly well. We're really excited to do that. We're really excited to launch it, and again to further give value to Saudi holders. So by holding your Saudi, you are going to have access to this token. So as you pump oil, you'll be able to claim it, and then eventually trade it on a decentralized exchange. Finally, the last part I want to kind of update you guys on some of the plans. So I'm very excited about the intersection of physical and digital when it relates to NFTs, right? And again, it's all about creating more value for holders. So our plan is to actually launch a merch and collectible store. But we're not going to do this like many other projects. Like we're actually going to implement this in a way that gives the Saudi holders royalty rights on using their NFT for physical products. So imagine turning your Saudi or the crate into a collectible toy and then or some type of physical item, and then earning royalty from said transaction, right? So it's like you have your Saudi, you can effectively license it out, and then as people purchase that physical item, we would give back the royalty to the Saudi community, the holder of that specific NFT. And just to give you some background here, we're collaborating with a very large collectible toy manufacturer to do this, and the plan is to launch this post-crate opening. We're super, super excited for this. MAXBIDDING is going to be a global brand, and we're very excited to introduce physical items into the Saudis world. Lastly, there's been rumors of an event that we're hosting. The rumors are true. We are planning to throw an event sometime in early 2023, exclusive for Saudi holders. We're collaborating with some artists, with some influencers to make this a fucking awesome event. We're super excited for that. So I'll give more details on that probably later in the year, but there's a lot of planning to do a physical event. And we're going to keep in mind people's locale and where they're based out of. But we do plan to host something of that nature. Finally, I'm going to say this before passing it on to Saudi Nakamoto. The market condition has not been the best for NFTs. If you've been around long enough in the space, you'll know that some of the best projects are actually built during this climb, during a bear. This is true for many OG collections like Punks, BAYC, Doodles, and etc. Look, we have plans to shake up the entire NFT world. We have an incredible dev team. We have an incredible leadership team. We have an incredible community. And our vision or goal is to build one of the most valuable projects ever. And we'll continue to keep pushing the bar. We've come this far in 1.5 months. Imagine what the future holds. Huge opportunities, guys. Onwards and upwards. So I'll let Saudi Nakamoto. Do you have any thoughts, Saudi Nakamoto, or any insights you want to share?
Actually, you've articulated perfectly. I don't have anything to add other than the fact that, we have an amazing team here. And I think, when the market conditions are bad, it's time for us to build and invest in our future so that when the market becomes, great again, that's when we really take off.
I absolutely agree. One more thing I want to add too. There's been some questions around like the oil production rates. Right now, all Saudis get the same oil output. There are plans to change that sometime next week. It will be based on some type of rarity ranking and based on number of Saudis you hold. We'll announce more details on that. So right now, it's the status quo. It's going to pump equally across the board, but we do have plans to change the output depending on the type of Saudi you hold. But we'll announce that sometime later next week. MAXBIDDING.
MAXBIDDING. Abdu, I think you made a really good point too that people might look over. It's only been 30 days. I don't see too many other NFT communities building like this, and with all this lore and the soulbound tokens, and a lot of these NFTs, they launch it and then they get the money and they're gone, or they just kind of build up on the community. A lot has happened within the last 30 days. I know every day feels like a year in crypto, but I think it is important to note that it's only been 30 days. And look at all that's been produced.
A lot of people from our team came from a startup background. And I think anyone who's familiar with the startup mentality understands the importance of having that momentum and be able to execute quickly, fail really quickly, so that we can find what the right path is forward. And I think we live and breathe that culture, which is why, speed to us is the most important thing.
Right, yeah. It's only been 30 days, and I'm quite impressed with everything. I've actually been working with a couple people behind the scenes thinking about introducing what's going to be called a Saudi Slammer. We've got a drink that we're looking at making. Abdu, I don't know how much you want to talk about that or release about that, but we've got a couple cool products alongside that are going to be very unique and interesting. That'll go along with the brand and just help the MAXBIDDING brand as well.
Shit, Sprog's dropping some alpha here.
Yeah, man, that Saudi Slammer is going to be no joke, guys.
We're super excited about, again, the intersection of physical and digital. I think there's a lot of great opportunities for and the holders of the Saudi NFT to earn royalty rights on partnering with physical brands. I mean, we talked to some. I don't want to drop it right now until things are more concrete. But we're talking to some very, very large brands that we partner with to be able to do these type of collabs. And again, give back that IP and licensing rights to the holders to earn, some type of royalty on that. So we're super excited about that. I think it's a great initiative. And it extends beyond just the Saudi Slammer. I mean, things like toys, collectibles, etc., that will be launching for the community. And as Saudi Nakamoto mentioned, I've known Saudi Nakamoto for 10 years. We've worked on startups together. My last company actually raised $30 million Series B. So we have extensive experience building, scaling startups, and this mentality is speed is part of our culture. Like we are committed to shipping stuff out almost every single week or 2 weeks, sometimes too fast. I will say, right? But I mean, overall, like that's been a core tenet of our values that we've been really pushing out, and we're going to continue to deliver, guys. Like we're looking at like the roadmap that we have in place with the token and this new crate unlock is just the beginning. Like there is so much more that we're going to be doing and creating value for all holders. That is our number one objective, right? We want to create value for all holders, and ultimately, if we do the job right, we increase the number of unique holders, so increase our network effects, and ultimately that'll have an impact to floor price, right? Floor price is a lagging indicator, right? There's things you have to do, leading indicators, to impact floor price. And I think that some of these pieces in place that we're building is really going to help directionally change that going forward.
Exactly. And another thing that I want to mention is there actually have been a lot of people and organizations reaching out to us for collaboration. But we have been very, very selective about who we want to work with. Right, and that's why you haven't seen a ton of collab right now, because we want to find the type of collaboration that can really bring value to our holders, and that's why we're talking about potentially bringing royalty to the individual holder and not just to us.
Yeah, the amount of collab requests in the server every day. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of people that want to work with the Saudis. I mean, it seems like there's 3, 4, 5, 6 different collab requests every day. It's cool to see. It's cool to see so many people want to collab and work with us. Salam, everyone. How's it going?
Salam, welcome.
Hey guys. It is a pleasure to meet you guys all for the first time. I'd like to introduce myself very quickly. I'm the designer behind the Saudis. Pretty much all design falls on me. I'm coming out for the first time to meet you guys all. It is honestly, I say this from the bottom of my heart, it is a pleasure to be designing for this community. I'm absolutely in love with every one of you guys and with the entire project, honestly.
I want to give a big shout out to Saudi Picasso.
Thank you.
Someone that I've worked with for a decade almost in my
more than a decade.
More than a decade, that's true. And I can tell you some serious talent did the 3D bazaar. We shipped that out in a week and a half. The UI for the dashboard, the collection, and I'm really excited for this new collection, guys. The art is fucking fire, and it's unique. It's unique art. And I think you'll all be very excited for it. So
I'm
MAXBIDDINg to Saudi Picasso.
MAXBIDDIng. MAXBIDDIng. Thank you so much for that. And I am very, very excited to reveal the new art soon in due time, hopefully.
Yeah. So we'll be revealing the art shortly. Like, give us like about a week for just an art sneak peek on the new collection.
Yes.
But the plans to launch 2-3 weeks. End of week, we'll give you guys an exact date. We just have some prep work to do beforehand to make this successful, right? It's in the best interest for the whole community. I know we typically ship stuff out every week, but this will be a 2 to 3 week wait, but it'll be worth the wait. We got so much exciting content that we're planning. As I mentioned, Chef Roberto, he may or may not find an exotic pet, He's at the zoo. Trying to sort.
That's just Sheikh Roberto walking around LA with a cheetah on a leash. Imagine that. So good.
Hey, Abdush, I have a question. You can confirm or deny. Will the rare pet be a duck?
I cannot confirm or deny.
I can't confirm or deny either.
It'd be quite plastic. Just saying.
Afro duck. I love it. Crypto Fox, the legend. How are you? Salam to my Turkish brothers and sisters. How are you? You got a question? Crypto Fox, you got your hand raised?
Hello.
Hello.
The subject I want to talk about is advertising. we need to reach out to the communities to raise the floor price. We need to promote the collection. For this, we need to community with influencer people. We are here as Turks. Thank you. Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max bidding.
So on that point, guys, just to kind of, so CryptoFox has been an amazing advocate for the Saudis and the Turkish community. You know, he's been introducing me to some Turkish influencers that can really help drive, you know, new communities, new eyeballs to the project. So really appreciative of that, CryptoFox. Give him a follow. He's been a fantastic advocate. But on top of that, we're actually, as I mentioned earlier, we are looking to partner with just beyond crypto influencers, because what typically happens with a lot of, you know, crypto and NFT projects is when you start targeting crypto influencers, it becomes some sort of an echo chamber, right? It's the same kind of people, same kind of eyeballs. And if you just look at like BAYC and some other, you know, OG collections, what they've done a really good job with is they've been able to expand the horizon outside of just the crypto NFT world and get new buyers in. So we're from a marketing perspective, you know, growth perspective, we're following a similar playbook. So one, it comes from content. So we're one of the first few products to do like, you know, live kind of action content with Sheikh Roberto and some of our meme videos. This has been a part of a core strategy. I mean, the views and the shares of these videos is absolutely insane. Like the last one we did had like, you know, 600,000 views on Twitter, which is insane. You know, reaching millions of people. And there's an incredible content pipeline. Like we're really, you know, we plan this content out ahead of time. Like we film this stuff weekly and we batch them and release them. And this gets us, you know, more and more eyeballs. The second part of the growth strategy, to your point, CryptoFox, is we are talking to celebrities and influencers to do some promos with us. But we're not fans of the typical like show where it's like, hey, you know, buy this collection, I support it. Like it has to be a lot more passive, more organic. I can give you some like examples. Like if you look at, for example, BAYC, you know, their Eminem and Snoop Dogg video, you know, putting BAYC collection in a music video. This is an example of something a lot more passive and organic to get more eyeballs in. So we're really looking at this type of strategy to really get more eyeballs onto the project.
I think like similar to how Hasbullah, right? Like it wasn't a paid shill. He just really enjoyed the product. He enjoyed the project, right? And so therefore wants to be part of it. And then it's genuine and organic, right? It's not some, hey, they paid me to say this. Okay, whatever. Like it's a genuine interest and passion and enjoyment of the community and the project, which I think makes it a lot more organic, as you were saying. Yeah, like with Hasbullah is a perfect example.
Agreed.
And Sheikh Roberto is going to be the biggest crypto influencer in 2023. That's our goal.
Better believe it.
Better believe it.
Max bidding.
Sweet, very sweet. You know, this fruit is sweet.
Very sweet. 25.
But seriously, up to if you don't mind, just for a second, yes. We were talking about the next like month or so, yes. But I'm really stuck on the cheetah. All right, if it's a cheetah, yeah. But let's just say it's a cheetah, all right. So let's just say, okay, as we will assume that it's a kind of an exotic animal, all right, no problem. Now, for now, my soul bond was for like pumping oil, right? Now I've got the crate, and you tell me it might go like and be a new collection, yes, of NFT, right? So my question is this: first of all, is the soul bond itself going to change into the NFT, and then what's going to be with pumping oil? Like, how do you have this in place? And the other thing, what are we going to do with the cheetah? Cheetah runs very fast. I think we can maybe, you know, gamble with oil barrels over the cheetahs. You know,
Cheetah racing.
Cheetah racing sounds very good to me, or cheetah hunting, you know. But I'll put it in a different way. What is the utility for this exotic animal, you know? Because I know pumping oil bring me oil, and I've seen a big, you know, maybe, you know, oil token, and you're telling me like good collaborations that, you know, the future of the kingdom is bright, yes? But in the meanwhile, what will be with the cheetah?
So Barefoot, great questions. So the first question I just want to address, what happens to the soulbound token, the oil rig, when this crate unlocks? So the oil rig will stay bound to the token, to the Saudi rather, and it'll keep pumping oil post crate opening. So that won't change. And the idea is that we eventually plan to launch a token that holders will be able to claim on their dashboards and eventually trade. And the token will become a core part of the entire Saudi's economy, right? Oil is the future reserve currency for Saudi Arabia, right? So we're actually looking at creating a whole economy on this, some type of gamification when it relates to the crate opening. There are plans for that. I will be releasing a very detailed update on this crate opening when we reveal the art. So give us like a week. I'll post an announcement and I'll let you guys know what the plan is there. I'll reveal the art or some samples of the art, and I think it'll be really exciting.
No problem.
Anything you want to add there, Saudi Nakamoto? I know you have some thoughts on this part too.
Yeah, so I would first of all refrain from using the word gamification. We're not trying to build a game here. We're really trying to create an economy with the right set of rules to incentivize, the right type of people to join the community and be a part of the network. So the oil token that we're hoping to announce by next week is going to be a ERC20 token. And there will be a lot of, economic property associated with the token. I unfortunately can't reveal any more information, but I think, it's just 1 week away. So I look forward to announcing more detail about it.
Yeah, and there will be a utility related to the crate opening and the oil token. So let's just say it's some kind of upgrade around attributes.
And one other thing to add is the only other thing that we're going to be changing for the soulbound is the rate at which the oil is going to be pumping. So that it won't be uniform across all the NFTs anymore. It would be different depending on the rarity trace and stuff like that.
That's suitable for the kings, definitely. If you have a Saudi crown, you bought it second market, I don't know, you pay good price for it. Why not? You deserve it.
Absolutely.
Definitely deserve it. I'm just wondering one thing. The merchant, how long is the merchant? How many diamonds crates? How long?
The merchant will be around for as long as you're willing to do additional voiceovers for it. There's always going to be new item that's going to be introduced that the merchant will be selling. So it's up to you.
Alhamdulilah.
Alhamdulilah. Max bidding.
Max bidding. Barefoot, I have to say, dude, I am a huge fan of yours. I've communicated this to the team multiple times. I have never expressed my love towards you, man. You do an incredible job. Funny dude.
Yeah,
so
that voiceover is amazing.
You said, I design. What is design? You are an artist, my friend. Let me tell you, this is not disrespectful to the designer inside you, yes, but really, collection is art, and I cannot wait to see, the new collection, and shout out for everything.
I'm excited to show you. I'm excited to show you and the rest of the community.
By the way, I do want to give a huge shout out to Saudi Picasso. He's also the one who's been working on all of the 3D assets for the 3D bazaar as well. So all of the animations that you see is done by him. So
Max bidding.
You can see he knows how to move like Saudi style. Very nice. You see at the end, he's doing Saudi dance.
That twerking, that dancing at the end. The dance was the best part, man.
Professional.
Thank you, guys. I honestly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
And just FYI, guys, I'll be posting an announcement after the spaces relating to what we discussed. I saw this on the holder chat, so just to give people that missed this. And this space is actually recorded for anyone that wants to go back and listen to it. Let's take some questions from the community. Anyone got questions for us?
Yeah, I had 2 questions. The first question is, how long do you have time to upgrade our crates?
Sai Nakamoto, do you want to answer that?
So we are probably going to be leaving the crate up.
You cut off Nakamoto, if you can hear us.
Yeah, maybe I'll take it. So we'll be planning to leave the crate opening until the allocated supply is out. So what we did is to make it fair for the community. We capped the diamond crate to one wallet per holder, right? We don't want someone hoarding, all the diamond crates and making this an unfair launch. So the plan is it's one diamond crate per holder per wallet, and we'll be leaving it open until it effectively sells out. If you want to see the supply currently, if you want to take a look at that, if you go to the bazaar, talk to the merchant, you'll actually see the number that's available in the UI of the bazaar. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And my second question is for the gamification. Are we going to stay on L1 or are we going to move to L2 for that? Like Arbitrum or something?
Our plan is just to keep this within the Ethereum blockchain. No immediate plans to move this to an L2. And just to clarify, it's not going to be a game. I have a lot of opinions on NFT crypto type games that are out there today. So it's not going to be the game in the sense of that you're maybe thinking, but it's going to be a gamified experience. So oil will become an important part of the economy of the Saudis. We'll be doing things like upgrades with your crate and with other, when the crate actually opens, there'll be further upgrades, and then there'll be further experiences around oil output based on different types of Saudi trades. I'll be dropping a very detailed plan on this sometime next week, including the oil token announcement. So just, we'll go from there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max
bidding.
I don't know English very well, but
Max bidding.
cheetah is male or a female?
There might be a male and a female exotic type in the crate.
So cheetah breeding, is that what you're getting at?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Any other questions?
If you have two cheetahs, can you get a camel out of it or no?
Cheetahs are more valuable than camels, Fred.
The Saudis, they journeyed through the desert. They had their camels through the desert to go to the kingdom, but they've been pumping a lot of oil. Oil is very valuable. So, Saudis want to spend that oil on something unimaginable, pleasures that are unimaginable. So the crate will open into something exotic and exciting. So.
Yeah, I do think adding utility to this upcoming oil token will really help buy pressure and stuff as well. I mean, you give people enough reason to want to accumulate this oil token for whatever it is, right? That's going to lead to people wanting to sweep floors, wanting to have Lambos with no back wheels, 10 plus. I think driving the value around the oil ecosystem really is going to be a key moving forward.
Can you imagine I come to the party with 6 cheetah? You understand? 6 cheetah?
I can imagine that. Yeah, I don't know. I can definitely imagine. Yeah.
Dadi Nakamoto, welcome back.
Sorry about that. I got rugged.
No worries.
Any more questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. I had already upgraded my crate to gold. Not gold, but to silver. Since the crates can go till they sell out, is it possible for me to upgrade my silver crate to gold or diamond?
No. So the crate upgrade is a one-time thing. Once you've chosen a specific crate, that's the one you're stuck with. And the reason why we've decided to do it that way is just to make it a little bit more fun. So when you're deciding when to upgrade, there's always a decision that you'll need to make based on how much oil you have. Do you wait a little bit longer to get a higher tiered crate, or do you just buy it now? So make your decision very, very wisely.
No problem. Max bidding, guys.
Max bidding.
Max bidding. And I
bidding.
I saw this on a holder chat. We'll announce more details on the crate upgrade or the crate opening next week, and we'll actually reveal the art that's going forward. But we need about 2 to 3 weeks to actually launch this new collection. But I'll be posting an update. And after this Spaces, I'll post an announcement with some of the alpha from this discussion.
Thank you for information. Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max bidding. Max bidding.
Hey, so I own two Saudis, one with a standard bronze crate, I believe, and then one with a gold. If I purchase another Saudi that's connected to a diamond crate, do I take ownership of that crate as well?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Gotcha. And then on OpenSea, is that just connected with the same number that is on the Saudi itself?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, there have been a couple pretty. If you scan the floor and you keep an eye out, there have been some Saudis going with diamond crates for. I think I saw a couple even going at floor price. Mostly they're at like 1 ETH or above. But you can accumulate diamond crates by sweeping more Saudis off the floor and checking their soulbound token to see what their crate is.
We're actually going to make this process easier. I know there's been some feedback on the product, the dashboard, where it's very hard right now to basically search up Saudis and their corresponding oil accumulate amounts. So we plan to launch like search on the dashboard. We can easily be able to filter and search Saudis based on crate and based on oil that they have. And this will just make it very easy for holders to be able to make these kind of trades.
Abdu, I must say I like it like this. Just that you need to dig, and work hard. It's not like so easy. And which sheikh will like to show his oil. Nobody likes to show the oil. So I like this cat and mouse game. Yes, digging a bit into it. What's wrong?
Keep a little mystery around it, right?
Yes, it's not such a big problem. Seriously, I don't know shit about technology. Yes, I come from the desert. Yes, but I can see a number, right? If I see the number on the soul bond, yes, it's the same number of the Saudi. So I can just check the number. It's not such a big deal. I was just more wondering if you've seen like a method of analysis, yes, of the market. How's like the prices of oil right now? Because basically, I believe there is a different floor price, right? For the ones, let's say, with 600 barrels or 500 barrels.
I mean, we've been seeing diamond crate Saudis at floor going for like 1 ETH. We've also, it's hard to say because we just launched it, so it takes time to kind of normalize that and get like a level for the floor price there. But we've been seeing some really good activity and some interesting just mechanics and game theory around the crate upgrades. So hard to say, it's still early, but we've been seeing some pretty good transactions on the diamond and gold crates as well.
I would say that definitely increases rarity, though. I mean, if you're going to want to pick one up
For sure.
on the floor, you're definitely going to want to pick one up that has max oil or close to it, rather than they haven't even claimed their oil rig or something, which is, there's still many that haven't even claimed rigs, yeah? So, I mean, even if you just have oil, that's relatively rare relative to the rest of them,
Yeah, we have buyers who spend $20,000, $30,000, buy the Saudis up because they like the art and they just want to hold them for their great grandkids. We have those type of use cases. They don't care much about utility and that kind of stuff, and that's fine. There's a world where if you take a look at like some of the KYC, the serums that haven't been upgraded yet, they seem to be very, very valuable because it's like a surprise, right? So there could be that kind of dynamic long term. Where
if they don't care, they can put the oil in my bags, no problem. Yes.
Exactly.
You can give them my connection. I take the oil, I spread it to the kingdom people. No
Max oil production. Let's go.
Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one more follow-up from me on the crate. So on my profile with the two that I own, they're connected because I can see number one, for example, Saudi number one, and then the crate is number one. When I go to purchase another Saudi, how do I see that crate is the same number as the Saudi I want to buy? I'm not seeing that on the name.
So that is actually built into the soulbound. It's not something that you will need to explicitly pay attention to. But within the contract, whenever you do a transfer of the Saudi, whether it's through a sales or just transferring from one wallet to another, the soulbound will just be automatically transferred with the Saudi. So and the number will just match up automatically.
If you go to it's called this, I think Saudi bound collection that's tied to your Saudi. So click on the actual collection, the oil rig or the crate. and then the actual ID of that NFT matches the Saudi ID. So that's how you kind of match them. So if you see in the attributes of the soulbound token, the oil rig or the crate, you'll see the number of oil in the attributes. And as I mentioned earlier, we do have plans to update the dashboard to make it very easy to make this discovery. We pushed this on the Saudi itself, and it kind of made a bit of a mess on the rarity. So we took it back, and the plan is to put that in the dashboard. It's a lot less intrusive for the community. Does that answer your question, Goon?
Yeah, so like in this example, right, I'm on OpenSea. There's two Saudis that I'm looking at that are the same holder owns two, right? One is a standard crate, one is a diamond. I'm on the Saudi that I want to purchase, but I don't know how to see if that crate is either the diamond or the regular crate.
It'll have the same ID name.
Yeah, it'll have the same number. So if the Saudi number is Saudi number 123, right, and the diamond crate is also Saudi 123, then those are linked together.
It would actually be called the crate number 123. But yes, the numbers should match.
Right, number, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? We got Dr. Insano. What's up?
Hey, man. First of all, great presentation today. You guys answered a lot of the questions that I had, and just getting more and more excited about the project. So thank you for that. One kind of problem that I came into recently. I was on some NFT app or website or whatever, and there's an option to kind of make one of my NFTs my profile picture. And none of my Saudis came up, so I had to pick something else as my profile picture. So there's some wonky stuff kind of on the blockchain or something. I just wonder if you guys could had a plan to kind of fix that.
Yeah, we're actually aware of that problem. And the reason for that is because our collection is entirely on-chain. And I don't think, purely on-chain collections are mainstream enough for Twitter to be able to, update their technology stack to support it. So we've been looking potentially at creating a separate collection that's essentially, the same thing, except with the artwork moved to IPFS, where it could be supported by some of these, mainstream platforms. But we're treading very cautiously because we don't want to create something that potentially dilutes the value of the Saudis, right? So we're still looking for a more long-term solution to that problem, but I think it is something that will be solved with time as more and more NFT collections get launched that's fully on-chain. I'm sure, these platforms will start to support it.
Yeah, we've also been talking to Twitter's team to fix this. I know it's part of their plan, but it's a large company. They move as fast as they can, so it just needs more time. But Dr. Insano, if it's a specific app that you're looking at, if you just DM me, I'm Sheikh Abdu in Discord. Just DM me the URL for it, and we can see what we can do. We've reached out to a lot of other projects and applications to support our on-chain data that we have, and we do this kind of on a case-by-case basis. But look, Saudis are too advanced for some of these platforms. They've been built, years ago, and they don't support a lot of on-chain. They don't support a lot of on-chain collections, right? And when we built the Saudis, we wanted to do it, diamond contract, on-chain, soulbound token, just to show our capability, what we can do, and and even the gas costs. I think we fronted quite a significant amount on gas just to get this collection up and running before it went live. So. We want the Saudis and the Saudi lore and the oil rigs to be completely on chain. So in future generations, we're telling this story. This is a part of history. 10, 20 years from now, the whole story of the Saudis lore, the journey through the kingdom, the mysterious merchant twerking and
the prophecy is real.
The prophecy is real. It's on chain. It's a moment in history. It's a moment in history. The lore is
better believe it.
Max bidding.
The best project in the world is about, combining the most advanced technology with the most amazing culture. And I, fundamentally believe we're creating amazing culture here with the work that Saudi Picasso has been doing. So I'm very, very proud of the entire team.
Max bidding.
I got a question in chat. By the way, if you guys are listening in and don't want to join on voice and don't have a question, just ping in holder chat. I'd be happy to answer. We got a question from M454. The question is, if a Saudi is flagged on OpenSea, will the flagging follow to the second collection's NFT you hold? Saudi Nakamoto, you want to take that?
Yeah, so if the Saudi is flagged, it shouldn't affect the second collection, and it also shouldn't affect the Saudi bound because fundamentally it's a separate collection. And we have been sending messages back and forth with people at OpenSea to try to resolve some of these flagging issues, but I think they're not willing to bend their rules. So we're still trying to work out a way to potentially get some of these unflagged, but they will not affect any of the new collections that are released by us.
We'll take I got EBOM requested. 1 second, EBOM, let me add you.
I have another question, Ya Habibi. I'm thinking, okay, this soul bound is going to change into an NFT. But you tell me maybe I will meet a merchant, go into the market again, to the bazaar, and maybe more things. So my question, more things like where do they come? Like, do they drop like airdrop from the skies into my labs, or like the same NFT is going to change with the different layers? I'm just thinking,
So the way that you should be looking at the soulbound, it's not that the soulbound token is another NFT. The soulbound token that's associated with your Saudi is actually a portal by which new collections can be conjured from. So right now, your soulbound is in the form of crate. And once that crate opens, a new token will be released from the crate. And then your soulbound will go back to being a oil rig that will continue to pump oil. And this portal can be, open to release other NFT collections in the future. That's the plan.
I love
Does that
it.
make sense?
It's like a genie, basically. Yes, Solban is a genie.
Basically, yes.
That's actually a good question. I was going to ask that as well.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, barefoot. MashaAllah, brother. EBOM, you got a question?
Just a question. How many rubs do we get to rub the genie? 3 times? Because this is the how many more times do we get to rub the?
You can rub it for as long as you have a oil.
Oh,
Right,
max
that's
rub,
why-
max rub. I'll just hold my
Max rub
hands
the
and just
genie.
keep rubbing it. I'll keep rubbing it.
Keep rubbing.
Max rub. Keep going. MashaAllah.
Thank you, Universe. What's up, EBOM?
Hey, what's up, guys? Max bidding.
Max bidding, EBOM. What's up, man?
I'm pretty sure that was unintentional alpha drop there with the genie, and if it's not, then it should be, because that is that's something to explore in the future for sure. But yeah, awesome spaces today, guys. It's been really exciting to hear what you're planning to do. Definitely the best spaces so far. I was wondering, like, this is kind of more of a technical question, but for Saudi Nakamoto, what drew you to use those diamond contracts? Like what was the impetus for choosing to use those as opposed to some other standard?
Right. So to me, the diamond contract it represents the right level of modularization, right? So with a lot of contracts that we see in the wild today, they're all very monolithic. And the problem with that is it makes it very hard for a team of people to work on. And that's predominantly the reason why the majority of NFT, if you see, right? If you see the team that's working behind the scenes, they're usually 1 or 2 people. It's really hard for you to scale an organization that way. But even though our team is relatively small right now, we have the ambition of building a world-class organization from the Saudis. And that's why we've chosen a very scalable and very modular contract architecture that we can scale up from. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's really awesome. It shows kind of the forward-looking design of this project. So I hope people kind of realize that these were okay. So that was totally a leading question because I kind of had an idea of why you chose it, but I wanted to kind of explore that and have people hear why you chose it, and it's because of this. It allows for so much future utility, and I'm not a dev, so like. I had to do my research on this, but that's how I understand it as well. And like a shorter question, but is there any thought behind like, I don't know, implementing like even a newer standard in the future, or do we just stick with this diamond standard for now, and that's good enough for now?
Actually, the diamond standard is flexible enough for us to add a whole bunch of new features to it. One example that would be like, if a new standard were to come out, like say, ERC 1155 has been pretty popular for newer NFT collections. It becomes possible for us to add the ERC 1155 standard into the current diamond. So, so that essentially means that the diamond standard isn't a standard per se. It's really more of a meta standard that allows us to add arbitrary standards that may, come up in the future into an existing contract. And that's what really keeps our project super future friendly.
That's awesome. Why do you think that there's not more projects using it? Is it just super complicated?
For one, it certainly is fairly complex to essentially split up your contract into different pieces and essentially deploy them separately. Another, I guess there just aren't enough people who's aware of the existence of diamond contract. And that's actually one of the reasons why we're going to be releasing a series of videos to teach people how to create diamond contracts. We're in the process of writing a script for that, and then we're probably going to be releasing that in about a month's time. But what we see is, by bringing more people onto the diamond contract, it allows people to be a lot more flexible when it comes to designing their contract. And I think this whole standard has the potential of pushing the Web3 space forward. So we want to be front and center when it comes to adopting the best technology and also promoting the rest of the community to adopt it as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really exciting to hear. Well done, guys. Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max bidding. Max bidding. I will say this too on that point. The creator of the Diamond Contract Standard actually, reached out to us, had a great conversation with Saudi Nakamoto. He's like, I gotta know who built this, because he was very impressed by the code and had a great discussion. And again, we're looking at elevating the entire NFT space. Like, it's not just about Saudis using the standard, but we really want to be able to showcase to the world like what's capable, what you can do on the product itself with an NFT project. And I think it's one of your questions around why is this not as popular outside of the Saudis? And I think a lot of existing NFT projects, they don't come from a startup or technology background. They typically will hire contractors or outside devs. And they'll do things and it's also expensive too. There's a cost component to it as well. We come from a tech background. We're all engineers by trade, by background. And, from day one, again, we wanted to elevate this entire space and do things the best of our ability. And really, when you look at the contracts, if we've been approached by, again, DeFi heads, early, Bitcoin maxis, or devs that have approached us. Kudos to whoever developed this, because it's amazing, right?
And it all stems from the fact that we have a great passion for this space. Yeah, 100%. Max bidding.
Max bidding. Max bidding.
I'll take one more question, and then we'll get some closing thoughts. They got one more question.
Without hearing my weekly baby report? Oh, I take a free pass this week. So good.
We'd love to hear the baby report.
I'd love to hear it.
How's the max bidding baby?
Hey there. So
They are actually 2 babies.
yeah,
But right now they are 5 babies.
Max babies.
5 babies. 5
Max
babies.
babies. 5
Max babies.
Mashallah babies. But at least right now they can sleep. They can sleep. They won't disturb me because we finally found out the token will come. They won't scream anymore, crying when token. They right now they know the alpha. They understand only alpha, max bidding and alpha, max bidding alpha. So they are quiet. They are sleeping just like a baby, like they should. They don't disturb me. They don't disturb me. I am Alhamdulilah. I'm enjoying the unimaginable pleasures of the desert and the kingdom. Eva Allah, Bismillah.
Alhamdulillah, brother. Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Hello. Mashallah.
Sorry, someone wants to ask a question. Is that Sharif? Is that you? You want to ask a question? Ghazali? Sharif Ghazali.
Pavlovsky, I think. Pavlovsky, I think.
Got a question?
Max bidding, guys. Max bidding. Mashallah.
Max bidding.
I'm max bidding on this project, guys. Very much like 49 Saudis. I'm like max bidding, guys.
Max
Beautiful
bidding.
project. I'm like fucking
Max bidding.
so excited, guys. I'm promoting this project to my friends. I'm from Ukraine, from Kiev. I'm sitting here in this fucking war all this time with my 2 little boys and fucking max bidding on your project, guys. You
Slava Ukraini, Slava Ukraini. Heroin Slava.
know.
Yeah.
Have you filled your pool with oil yet?
Yeah. What? Sorry.
Have you filled your pool with oil yet?
Yeah. You know, I've my elder kid. He's 3, like on 5th of August, and my brother, he like presented him a pool. So I'm gonna fill it with oil. I think maybe tomorrow.
Oh, great! Those
Independence Day,
morning
Ukraine.
oil swims are nice.
Yeah. And he's gonna swim in the fucking oil. That's gonna be beautiful. Max bidding, guys.
Lovely.
Max bidding, guys. And I'm
Max
just
bidding.
to say big kudos to this project. It is very beautiful. I'm in crypto like from 2014 or 13, like very quite early. So yeah, and me and my family and this project, and I moved all my bag, a big bag of OM and DOPEX and stuff. Max bid it and at your project, because I was looking at it like very carefully, like from the very beginning, and all you do, guys, is really beautiful. So communication, technology, your thoughts. So big kudos, guys.
Thank you so much, Pavlovsky. Pavlovsky, you're an oil don. Max
Yeah.
bidding.
Thanks.
Dropping
Yeah.
some alpha. An OG. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate
Thanks.
it. Okay, well, that concludes the space, guys. I'll be posting a summary of this on Discord with an update. Again, the space is recorded for anyone that wants to listen back and hear it. And then, as we mentioned, we'll be posting more details on the crate opening next week, along with oil token drop. We're super excited. This is just the beginning. You know, the Lord does not stop when we enter the kingdom. You know, there's a journey beyond the kingdom. You know, the Saudis been stacking oil, stacking barrels. You know, barefoots in the desert. You know, Universe gave birth to 5 max bidding kids. You know, and, this is it, guys.
I also opened up a secondary market to compete it with the bazaar. I own the bazaar shop just across the street. It's much cheaper. Just 0.1 ETH. You can come. You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, we're just getting started.
Hey, Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Max bidding.
Have a great day. Take it easy, guys.
Hey, guys.